Welcome to The Explainer. We've all seen this play out in high school, right? The queen bee and the invisible girl. Well, today we're diving into a story that takes that classic rivalry and completely flips it on its head. It asks a really powerful question. What happens when the bully suddenly needs the very person they've been tormenting? Let's get into it.
And this is the line that just grabs you, right? In one sentence, you've got a clear villain, you've got a victim, and you've got this promise that the tables are about to turn in a huge way. It sets up the whole mystery of the story. What could possibly happen that would force the most popular girl in school to need the one person she despises?
Okay, so before we can really appreciate the big twist, we first have to get a handle on the social ladder here. It's a classic setup, a tale as old as time, the invisible girl going up against the queen bee.
So on one hand, you've got our narrator, Kavya, who feels totally alone, like nobody even knows she exists. And then on the other hand, you have Riya Malhotra, the absolute center of everyone's universe. The story gives her that perfect trifecta: good grades, good looks, and of course, top-tier social status. And Riya's hatred? It's not some passive thing, it's a full-on weapon. It all starts with these targeted whispers, comments just like this one, designed to make Kavya feel small, to cut her off from everyone else, and to basically reinforce that feeling of being invisible.
And it doesn't just stay at insults. The psychological stuff quickly turns physical. Kavya's books get totally destroyed, a clear, targeted act of aggression. But the most chilling detail here is what Riya does, or rather, what she doesn't do. She doesn't lift a finger. She just smiles. And that smile says everything about her power and her control over the situation. But here's the thing. This isn't just another story about a victim, because while Riya is busy being the queen of the school, Kavya is secretly building something amazing, a hidden strength that's going to become the key to everything that follows.
And this right here, this is the core of Kavya's character. I mean, look at that contrast. Totally invisible at school, but online she's the celebrated creator. In the hallways, she's powerless, but in the digital world, her talent for design gives her a real identity, a real voice. And listen, we're not just talking about some little side hobby. She has thousands of followers. This hidden online community is where she gets the validation and self-worth that she absolutely cannot find at school. It's like her secret armor.
And then, the story throws in a game changer, a huge high-stakes competition. We're talking a scholarship, international recognition on the line. This creates a level playing field. All of a sudden, who's popular doesn't matter one bit. The only thing that matters is raw talent. So it's this competition that really starts to shake everything up. The whole power dynamic we just laid out, it begins to crumble. And that leads us to the most critical turning point in the whole story, a desperate plea from the last person you'd expect.
You can see it right here, how the pressure just builds and builds as that deadline gets closer. For the very first time, Riya's perfect mask starts to crack. Kavya notices she's not so confident and in control anymore. Now she looks stressed, even scared. And that fear is about to push Riya to do the unthinkable.
And this is the moment everything changes. Riya corners Kavya and just drops this bombshell. Not only does she admit she's totally failing and needs help, but she reveals she knows Kavya's secret. She's been secretly following and admiring the very same person she publicly tears down.
So, this leaves Kavya with a huge choice, right? I mean, what would you do? Does she take the revenge she's more than earned and just watch her bully crash and burn? Or does she choose a different path, one of unexpected mercy? It's the ultimate test of her character.
And Kavya's choice, oh man, it's what makes this story so good. She chooses the path nobody, especially not Riya, would ever expect, and it leads to this incredible, unlikely alliance that ends up changing them both.
She agrees to help, and as you can see here, they fall into this intense collaboration. It goes from a really tense agreement to pulling these late nights, actually working together as a team. And through that shared goal, those simple labels of bully and victim, they just start to melt away as they're forced to see each other as, actual human beings.
And this quote right here just perfectly captures Kavya's huge shift in perspective. As she's working with Riya, she starts to see past the arrogant mask and sees the fear, the immense pressure that was fueling all that bad behavior. It's a pure moment of empathy.
And that work leads to this, the very first moment of real, honest connection between them. When the project is finally done, Riya gives Kavya a real smile and a thank you. Not the fake popular girl kind, but a sincere one. It's a small gesture, yeah, but it signifies this huge shift, the beginning of mutual respect.
All right, so this all brings us to the big finish, which really makes you rethink what it even means to win in a story like this.
So the results come in, and Rhea won. Shocker, right? On the surface, it feels like, of course, the popular girl wins again. Nothing's really changed.
But hold on, the trophy? That wasn't the real prize here. The story immediately tells us that the real victory, the actual climax of the story, was what happened next.
So Rhea gets up on that stage, in front of everybody, and in this incredible moment of honesty and integrity, she tells the truth. By giving Kavya credit in front of the entire school, she single-handedly shatters the very social hierarchy that she herself built. And just like that, with that one sentence, Kavya's whole world changes. She didn't win the competition, no, but she won something so much more valuable: visibility, respect, all earned not by beating her rival, but by an act of empathy and collaboration. And so, that's where the story leaves us, with this really powerful question to think about. It challenges our whole idea of what power is, suggesting that maybe true strength isn't found in winning a trophy, but in having the courage to lift other people up,